Good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to today radar system class now. And I think my voice is audible and slides are visible to everyone. If any problem, please let me know. Okay. Otherwise, I'll continue the session. Okay. Last class, I already explained about continuous wave Doppler radar, right? So the continuous wave Doppler radar is mainly used as what is the main application, ma? Continuous wave Doppler radar. The main application of continuous wave Doppler radar is a weather radar. For weather forecasting, we are using continuous wave Doppler radar, right? So in today's class, I will explain what are the drawbacks or what are the limitations of a continuous wave Doppler radar and how we are going to avoid those drawbacks in further designs, in next designs of a these continuous wave radars, right? So coming to the limitations of a simple continuous wave Doppler radar, the first one is lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver, right? So here, see the block diagram of this continuous wave Doppler radar. So in this block diagram, we are using a single antenna. We are using duplexer. What it means, it indicates that duplexer is a acting as transmitting antenna as well as receiving antenna. So by using same antenna for both purposes, transmitting and receiving purposes, there is no isolation between the transmitting mode and receiving mode. So what is the problem with that? Actually, the receiver transmitted part transmitting a power in the order of megawatts, right? But the received echo signal is always in the order of watts or milliwatts. Based on that only we design our circuitry, right? Transmitter circuitry can withstand the power in the range of megawatts and the receiver circuitry can withstand the power in the range of watts or milliwatts. Okay. What is the ideal function of this duplexer? It should provide an open circuit to receiver whenever transmitting action is going on, right? So, but this is the ideal case. But if it deviates an ideal case, that means if any transmitter power leaked into the receiver section while transmitting a signal, if any transmitting power leaked into a receiver section, this receiver circuitry not able to withstand that much of high power, right? Because that power is in the order of megawatts. But actually we designed our receiver circuitry to withstand the power levels of watts and milliwatts, right? So it is not able to withstand that power. So this was the one drawback which was introduced in a continuous wave Doppler radar. So here that is explained as one of the drawback of one of the limitations of a continuous wave Doppler radar. So that is lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver. Okay, due to that lack of isolation, receiver burnout will happen. That means the receiver is not able to withstand that high powers of transmitting session. So receiver burnout may take place, right? Next, introduction of flicker noise. Actually, flicker noise is one type of noise which was introduced in the radar system, and the power spectral density of that flicker noise is 1 by f. That means flicker noise, if you, for example, if you denote that flicker noise as NF, right? If you denote that flicker noise as NF is directly proportional to 1 by f. That means that flicker noise increases whenever the frequency decreases, and the flicker noise is decreases whenever the frequency is increases, right? So actually in this session, uh, in this uh, in this session we are using mixer, but we are not using mixer. If you observe, if any intermediate in case of super heterodyne receiver or any other receiver circuits, mixer is always used in combination with a local oscillator, but here we are not using local oscillator. Okay, right? Here mixer is acts as a detector. That means it compares the two signals. That means it compares the output signal with the reference signal and gives the output, right? So here frequency conversion is not taken place, but in general cases, whenever you use mixer, you are using mixer in combination with a local oscillator, where local oscillator generates a local stable frequency that was mixed with this income with output signal that gives intermediate frequency, where intermediate frequency is a high frequency signal, right? But here the received signal is not mixed with the high frequency carrier. That means no high frequency signal is generated. The received frequency is a low frequency signal. As it is detected and it is forwarded to bit frequency amplifier, right? So here, I think my voice is audible, ma. Please, if any problem, let me know. Okay. So here the signal, what is the signal at the output of a mixer? The low frequency signal only. So what is our condition here? What is the flicker noise condition here? Coming to the limitations, what is the condition? Flicker noise for spectral density is 1 by f. That means flicker noise is proportional to 1 by f. That means at lower frequencies, flicker noise is high. At higher frequencies, flicker noise is low. That means what was the other consideration we have to consider into account? That much. That means that the received signal should be in high frequency range. That by increasing the received signal frequency, we can avoid the flicker noise up to some extent, not 100%, right? So due to reason is mentioned here. See, due to homodyne. You know the concept called homodyne heterodyne. Heterodyne is nothing but the incoming the received output signal is heterodyne with the local oscillator frequency. That is heterodyne in super heterodyne receiver. I think you studied that concept in your analog communication. Super heterodyne receiver, very important receiver, right? But here that continuous wave Doppler radar is using homodyne, not heterodyne. That is local oscillator frequency is not generated, right? So the due to that reason, flicker noise is introduced, right? And second thing is lack of matched filter in the receiver. Okay. So actually matched filter is nothing but which gives the receiver bandwidth, which will increase the receiver bandwidth and which will reduce the noises. So that is also not included in that continuous wave Doppler radar. And increased clutter when compared to the pulse radar. Okay, when compared to basic pulse radar, clutter component is also increased. What do you mean by clutter, ma, here? Clutter is nothing but an echo signals from the stationary targets, where our continuous wave Doppler radar is designed to detect the moving targets. Are you getting my concept here? Clutter is nothing but an echo signals from the stationary targets. But the ultimate aim of our continuous wave Doppler radar is to detect moving targets. Whereas coming to the pulse radars, the basic pulse radar is used to detect the stationary targets. And the moving target indication radar, which is your third unit, that is used to detect the moving targets. But whereas coming to continuous wave radars, both the types, unmodulated continuous wave radar and frequency modulated continuous wave radar, both are used to detect moving targets, right? So here, see this point, increased clutter when compared to pulse radar. Actual ideal function of this continuous wave Doppler radar is it should detect only moving targets. But in a free space, whenever a signal is projected towards the moving target, it will hit stationary targets also. So the signal will receive an echo pulses from the moving targets as well as from the stationary targets, right? That echo signal from the stationary target is termed as here clutter, right? So these are the several limitations with a continuous wave Doppler radar. But the main drawback is measurement of range is not possible. By using this continuous wave Doppler radar, the measurement of range is not possible, right? So I think now you are clear with the limitations of a continuous wave continuous wave Doppler radar. What is the first drawback, ma? There is a lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver. By using a duplexer, you can able to provide an isolation up to some extent, but it is not up to 100%. So due to that lack of an isolation, receiver burnout may happen, right? And we are not using the heterodyning concept. That means we are not generating an intermediate frequency signal, which is a high frequency signal. With that high frequency signal, flicker noise is reduced because the flicker noise is power spectral density function is 1 by f. That means flicker noise is proportional to 1 by f, right? And lack of matched filter receiver. If you use the matched filters, the receiver bandwidth is increases. What is the difference between signal bandwidth and system bandwidth? Na? In this regard, I want to clear one point. In our communications, we have two types of bandwidth: signal bandwidth and system bandwidth. Right? So always we are trying to keep system bandwidth as more and signal bandwidth as less. So uh, by using less by using small band, you can say like this. Actually, if you have a signal bandwidth is more, that means large space required to transmit the signal, right? So if you accommodate signal bandwidth is less, that means less bandwidth the signals can accommodate uh, uh, large system bandwidth can accommodate more number of signals, right? I think you got the concept. The signal bandwidth must be less and system bandwidth must be high, because system can accommodate more number of signals. By using a single system, we can transmit more number of signals with a less bandwidth signals, right? So like that here, by using a matched filters in a receiver section, it can accommodate more bandwidth, right? And noise is also less. Okay. And compare it to pulsed radar, here the clutter echoes also increased, right? So what do you mean by a clutter? Clutter is nothing but an echo signals from the stationary targets. But our continuous wave Doppler radar is used to detect the moving targets only. That means it should detect only echoes from the moving targets, not echoes from the stationary targets. What are the examples for these stationary targets, ma? What are the examples? In phase space, if you consider the signal that transmitted signal may reflected back from the mountain or from the sea or from the any landmarks, right? All those are also acting as a targets, right? So those are called stationary targets. But whereas our continuous wave Doppler radar is used to detect moving targets like aeroplanes. Okay. So here measurement of range is not possible by using this continuous wave Doppler radar. This was the main drawback, right? Now we will see how an isolation between the transmitter and receiver is provided. I already explained these points. Please go through these points once. Isolation between the transmitter and receiver in a continuous wave radar is an important aspect where a single antenna serves the purposes of both transmission and reception, right? And an isolation required, how much isolation required is depends on the transmitter power, transmitter noise, and sensitivity of the receiver. How much transmitter power is how much transmitter power is generated and how much noise is introduced by the transmitter, and what is the withstanding capability of the receiver, which is nothing but sensitivity of the receiver, right? A large distance continuous wave radar introduces more transmitter noise. So what do you mean by here large distance? Surveillance range of a continuous wave radar. For example, how can we say that radar communication range up to 200 kilometers it can surveillance. That means up to 200 meters, if any target is present, the radar can detect any target within that 200 meters, right? So that means here, if we use the continuous wave Doppler radar for large distance communication, that will introduce the more transmitter noise, right? So now we will see what are the methods to provide an isolation, right? First one is Doppler effect. I already explained, ma. What do you mean by Doppler effect? Here, isolation is nothing but you should separate both the channels, transmission and reception channels, right? So, coming to this one, by using a Doppler effect, how can you able to provide an isolation by using a Doppler effect? Doppler effect is nothing but the transmitted signal is with one frequency. So, whenever this hits the moving target, the transmitted frequency shifted to other frequency called the Doppler frequency, and that shift is called as the Doppler shift, right? I already told that, right? So here both the transmitting signal and receiving signals are separated in terms of frequency, right? So with that also we able to provide an isolation up to some point, right? So we can able to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver by using a Doppler effect, right? Are you agree with this? Right. So, and another component is called duplexer. So by using duplexer also, we are able to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver. So what is the function of duplexer? Duplexer is a switch. It provides a switching action, right? Whenever it acts as a transmitter, it provides a off switch to receiver. So whenever it acts as a receiver, it provides an off switch to transmitter, right? So, and by using some microwave components also, an isolation is provided. So by using a hybrid junction, circulator, turnstile junction, these are the microwave components. You already studied in your microwave engineering, right? So by using this microwave components also, some isolation up to some extent is possible, not 100%, right? Isolation some extent is possible by using these microwave components called hybrid junction, circulator, turnstile junction, right? And another concept to provide an isolation is separate polarizations. See here, I think you studied about antenna polarization in your AWP subject. So what do you mean by antenna polarization? Orientation of fields, right? Antenna fields, electromagnetic fields, right? So here by using separate polarizations for both the transmitting and receiving antennas, we can able to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver, right? So these are from 1 to 6, Seema here from 1 to 6, these are the different methods to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver, right? To provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver, these are the different methods to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver up to some extent, not 100%. So in order to provide a best isolation or 100% isolation, we have another method, that is you use separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving purposes, right? That means instead of using a single antenna for both transmitting and receiving purposes, we can use separate antennas, but with that system complexity is somewhat increased, right? But this is a better thing to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver using separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving purposes. So I think now you got the concept. Actually, now in our minds, that means we are the EC people and we are studying radar system subject. That means we are the radar engineers, right? Now, if we are the radar engineers, what is the task here? Initially, we designed continuous wave Doppler radar, right? And we observe the function of continuous wave Doppler radar. See, read the subject by concept and apply to ourselves, right? Initially, we studied the Doppler effect phenomena. Okay, we identify the Doppler effect phenomena, and yes, we applied that Doppler effect to our radar systems, right? So by using that Doppler effect, we designed one continuous wave Doppler radar. We studied and we observed the function of that continuous wave Doppler radar, right? So based on that function, the continuous wave Doppler radar is mainly used in weather forecasting radar. So we are using the continuous wave Doppler radar as a weather forecasting radar, right? So after that, we analyze that continuous wave Doppler radar that is having some limitations. We analyzed all the limitations offered by that continuous wave Doppler radar. Okay. So after analyzing all the limitations, so see here, after analyzing all the limitations, we came to know some solutions to avoid that limitations, right? These are the solutions for that. So next we'll move to the other design. So that is continuous wave radar with non-zero IF receiver. Continuous wave radar. This is a continuous wave Doppler radar with non-zero IF receiver. Okay. So first I will explain about this title, SEMA here, continuous wave radar. Why we call this as a continuous wave radar? Because here the radar transmitter transmits an electromagnetic beam as a continuous wave. Okay. And another term is with non-zero IF. Why we call this as a non-zero IF? In a previous case, we are not generating an IF signal. See here, this is the previous design, right? Here we are not generating an IF signals. There is no local oscillator here. No, there is no heterodyning concept, right? This is the homodyne concept. By the use of heterodyning concept only, we are generating an IF signal, right? But here, mixer is used, but mixer is acting as a detector. That means it compares the two signals and gives the output as detected signal, right? No intermediate frequency is generated here. That was the concept. So, with that, what is the drawback we identified? Actually, hybrid intermediate frequency signal is a high frequency signal when compared with the received signal, right? When compared with the received signal, IF signal is the high frequency signal. So instead of using the received signal as it is, if we convert that into an intermediate frequency signal, that will come to a high frequency signal. Then with the high frequency signal, the flicker noise is reduced because the flicker noise is proportional to 1 by f. That means with the high frequencies, flicker noises are decreased, right? So see here. So continuous wave radar with non-zero IF means in the previous case, no IF is used means zero IF, right? But here we are using non-zero IF means we are using some high IF is used in this section. Why we are using this one? Because in a continuous wave Doppler radar, we identified the drawback as a flicker noise. Flicker noise is introduced due to the lower frequencies of the received signal. So in order to increase the frequencies, in order to decrease the flicker noise, we are using IF generated signal here. So here mixer is used in combination with the local oscillator, right? This FIF is an intermediate frequency signal. So now this mixer generates the high frequency signal which is having low flicker noise, not zero flicker noise, low flicker noise here, right? So with this drawback is also eliminated by using a continuous wave radar with non-zero IF receiver. What is the other drawback? Lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver. So what is the best method to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver? We have several methods to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver. So what are those methods? Doppler effect, duplexer, by using some microwave components like hybrid junction, circulator, turnstile junction, right? By using separate polarizations. By using all these methods, you can provide an isolation up to some extent, not 100%. So in order to provide a best isolation, we have to use separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving purposes. Here what I am trying to explain is what are the drawbacks introduced in a continuous wave Doppler radar is now considered into an account while designing a continuous wave radar with non-zero IF, right? So first drawback is an lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver. So here in this design, they are using separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving. So by using separate antennas for transmitting and receiving, they can easily eliminate the loss which is caused due to lack of isolation between the transmitter and receiver, right? That was the first drawback. And that first drawback is eliminated with this design. What is this design? Continuous wave radar with non-zero IF. And what is the second drawback now? What is the second see what is the second problem we have with continuous wave Doppler radar? That is the flicker noise. So flicker noise power spectral density is 1 by f. That means with the higher frequencies, we can easily avoid the flicker noise. So in order to generate a higher frequency, this mixer is used in combination with a local oscillator where it provides an intermediate frequencies. Here higher frequency means when compared to the receiving frequencies. I'm telling this as a higher frequency with respect to the received signal frequency, right? So by converting the received signal frequency into an intermediate frequency signal, by converting the received signal frequency into an intermediate frequency signal, we can able to reduce the flicker noise, right? And what are the other things? And here range information is not provided here also, ma. What is the other drawback with continuous wave Doppler radar? The main drawback is range is not measured. But by using this CW radar with non-zero IF also, we cannot measure the range. This is also used to measure the speed of the targets. But what are the remaining limitations? Those are avoided in this design. So in order to extend range capability, we will move to the next concept called FMCW radar, that is frequency modulated continuous wave radar, right? So now I will explain this continuous wave radar with non-zero IF. Please all of you see this block diagram. So actually this is having a separating antenna, separate antennas for both purposes, transmitting antenna and receiving antenna. So see here, this is a transmitting antenna. As it is a continuous wave radar, here we are using continuous wave transmitter. Now this continuous wave transmitter generates a frequency, generates a continuous wave with a frequency f0, right? Now the continuous wave with a frequency f0 is transmitted by using a transmitting antenna, right? Now this wave will projected into a free space, right? Somewhere here or our target is present. Now, what is our target now here? Moving target. What is the moving target example? If you consider aeroplane as a moving target. So whenever this hits this moving target, definitely there may be a shift in frequency. The shift in frequency based on the Doppler effect concept, right? That shift in frequency is called as Doppler shift, and that phenomena is called as Doppler effect. Okay. So whenever it hits the moving target, there is a shift in frequency. So that shifted frequency shifted Doppler frequency shifted signal is now reaches to the receiving antenna of a radar system from here to here, right? So whenever it approaches the receiving part of a radar system, the receiving antenna receives that signal. Okay, I already told ma what is the shift in that frequency. What is the shift in that frequency? The shift may be a f0 plus or minus fd. Actually, f0 is transmitted. The continuous wave signal with a frequency f0 is transmitted into a free space. So, whenever it hits the moving target, that frequency is shifted to f0 plus fd or f0 minus fd. If the aeroplane moving towards the radar system, the frequency is f0 plus fd. And if it is moving away from the radar system, that frequency is f0 minus fd, right? Actually, this is the scenario here. Now, this continuous wave transmitter transmits a continuous wave with a frequency f0 into free space, and as well as it applied the continuous wave frequency with f0 to mixer. Okay, right. To mixer. So one of the input is given to mixer, and another input to the mixer is from local oscillator, right? So local oscillator will generate a frequency FLF, right? Now mixer, we know that the mixer can generate some and different signals, right? By performing heterodyning operation. So by performing heterodyning operation, that is nothing but mixing of signals. It can generate two signals. One is a sum signal and another one is a different signal. So here the output of a mixer is f0 original frequency comma f0 plus FLF comma f0 minus FIF. So now these signals are given to a sideband filter. Okay. So we know that sideband filter is nothing but a band pass filter. It can transmit only one particular band of frequencies, right? So if you assume here, this can transmit f0 plus FIF, and here for the receiver mixer here, right? Here this mixer is acting as a detector or a comparator. So it compares these two signals f0 plus FT and f0 plus FLIF, right? So now f0 and f0 will get cancelled. Then what is the output of this receiver mixer? FIF plus FD. If you assume as a plus, that means if you assume the moving target approaches the radar system, or if you assume it as a moving away from the radar system, it will become FIF minus FD, right? As it is an intermediate frequency signal, this was given to an IF amplifier, which will amplify which will boost up the signal levels of this one, FIF plus or minus FD, right? And these are given to a second detector. with the help of second detector, the Doppler frequency signal is detected. That means from an intermediate frequency, original Doppler information is detected, FD. Okay. Now that is giving to a Doppler amplifier, which is a Doppler amplifier is nothing but beat frequency amplifier, right? So Doppler amplifier is nothing but a beat frequency amplifier. Okay. So Doppler amplifier is used to detect the clutter echoes. What are the clutter echoes? What are the clutter echoes, ma? Clutter echoes is nothing but echoes from the stationary targets, right? So here this Doppler amplifier is nothing but a beat frequency amplifier. I already explained in a continuous wave Doppler radar, which is acting as amplifier as well as a filter, which rejects the DC components. The DC components is nothing but fixed target echoes from the fixed targets, right? And which will amplify the Doppler frequencies. That means the shifted frequencies, and the shifted information is processed by using a radar processing unit. We have some other internal block radar processing unit, which is incorporated with some image processing techniques. After processing the signals that can be displayed on the indicator, right? So this is a radar indicator or a radar display. I already explained in last class, right? This is the processed image of that echo signals, particular echo signals. Now like these images are displayed on this indicator, right? I think now you got the concept, very simple concept, ma. See all of you, I'll recall very important points. In a continuous wave Doppler radar, we are using a duplexer. That means we are using single antenna for both transmitting and receiving purposes, right? That means that provides a lack of isolation. Due to lack of isolation, receiver burnout may take place, right? So in order to avoid that drawback, which was introduced in a continuous wave Doppler radar, in a continuous wave radar with non-zero IF, we are using separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving purposes. So by using separate antennas for both transmitting and receiving purposes, we can easily avoid the we can easily avoid the lack of isolation problem, right? And what was the other problem introduced in a continuous wave Doppler radar? Flicker noise, because we are directly using that received low frequency. Actually, the signal received by a receiving antenna is in low frequency range, because it is transmitted at high frequency range, but it travels through a longer distances. So after traveling a longer distances, it becomes to a lower frequency signal. So actually, one other concept here is actually the echoes from the stationary targets are the low frequency signals. So differentiating echoes of moving targets and stationary targets also difficult. So that and another concept is flicker noise. Flicker noise is proportional to 1 by f. So in order to decrease the flicker noise, we need to increase the frequency. So increasing the frequency means here we are using heterodyning concept. For the heterodyning concept, we are using mixer in combination with a local oscillator, right? So that was also used here. So by taking these precautions in a continuous wave radar with non-zero IF receiver design, we are avoiding two limitations which are introduced by a continuous wave Doppler radar, right? So coming to the working principle means here, actually F0 is transmitted, the continuous wave with a frequency F0 is transmitted into a free space, right? Whenever it hits the moving target, F0 is shifted to F0 plus or minus FD. F0 plus FD in case of moving target approaches the radar system. F0 minus FD in case of moving target moving away from the radar system, right? After mixer, for mixer here we have the two inputs from the continuous wave transmitter F0 as the reference signal and the locally generated frequency F by F, right? Mixer will produce sum and differences of these signals. Those are given to a sideband filter where it provides, where it transmits, where it passes only a one band of frequencies to the receiver mixer. Now it acts as a detector here also. So it can detect FIF plus FD information that was amplified by using an IF amplifier. By using a second detector, original Doppler information is detected. Original information of what is the original Doppler information here? Information regarding the moving target, the moving plane, moving aeroplane, right? Now this is processed by using Doppler amplifier, radar processing unit. After processing that, the original image of this Doppler information. Doppler information is nothing but information regarding to moving target that was displayed on the indicator, which is a radar display, right? Now I think you got the concept. So these are the points. So I already explained. So please go through these lines once. So an isolation between the transmitter and receiver. Separate antennas are used for both transmitter and receiver to reduce the transmitter leakage. So by with that we can able to provide an isolation between the transmitter and receiver. And local oscillator in the receiver is derived from the transmitted signal mixed with the locally generated of signal frequency equal to that of the receiver IF. So transmitter leakage can occur due to the transmitter clutter also. So we are avoiding those. And reduction in flicker noise is also explained by me. How these by heterodyning concept, how we are able to reducing flicker noise. We are not completely eliminating flicker noise, but we are reducing flicker noise up to some extent, right? Next. Now, the signal to noise ratio of I already told that one of the drawbacks of the continuous wave Doppler radar is receiver bandwidth, right? So massive filter is not used in that design. For that, with that we have the problem with the receiver bandwidth. So in order to increase the receiver bandwidth, here we are using more filter bank. This is called a filter bank. Instead of using a single filter, here the filter bank is used. These filters are massive filter banks in order to increase the receiver bandwidth, right? So filter 1, 2, 3 up to 4, so on, filter number n. These signals are given to a detector. So these combination of filter and detector, this is called filter banks, which is used to increase the receiver bandwidth. I already explained why we have to increase the receiver bandwidth in order to accommodate more number of signals, right? In order to accommodate more number of signals, we need to increase the receiver bandwidth, right? So actually, this is the frequency spectrum of increased frequency spectrum, which will explains to increased IF bandwidth, right? So bandwidth of each filter is wide enough to accept the signal energy, but not so wide to accept the noise. That means here they are explaining these filters are rejecting the noise components and accepting the signal components, right? And the more the filters used, less will be the signal to noise ratio and less chance of missing a target. That means they are increasing probability of detection. I already explained what do you mean by probability of detection and probability of false alarm mask. Probability of detection is nothing but detecting original target, right? Probability of false alarm is nothing but detecting false case. That means target is not a true target, but that is detected by the radar system. Then such a, in that case we call that as a probability of false alarm, right? So actually, see here, this is the original frequency spectra of received signal, right? If this is from stationary targets. See here, this is the received signal from the stationary target. That means there is no shift in a transmitted frequency. What is our transmitted frequency, ma? F0. What is the transmitted frequency here? See, F0 is transmitted, right? So here this explains you the received signal frequency spectrums, F0. So this is the echo signal frequency from the stationary target. So whenever that transmitted signal hits the stationary target, there is no shift in a frequency. There is no Doppler shift is taken place, right? So this is the received echo from the stationary target, right? But whenever this F0 hits the moving targets, obviously there is a shift in frequency, that is F0 plus or minus FD. In one case, it is F0 plus FD, where FD indicates the shift in the transmitted frequency. So F0 plus FD, positive scale, right? This is F0 minus FD. So these are the three situations. So A is no Doppler shift. no relative target motion. That is the shift, that echo from the stationary target. Okay. B is the approaching target. So whenever the target is approaching, whenever the moving target is approaching towards the radar system, we consider it as a F0 plus FD, right? That's why the shift is shown in a positive axis. So whenever it is moving away from the receding the target means, so that means whenever it is moving away from the radar system, F0 minus FD, right? And these are the several applications of continuous wave radar with non-zero IF. Okay. I will clearly explain each and every application with animation in tomorrow class. But today class, just see what are the different applications of this continuous wave radar with non-zero IF. What is the main application of continuous wave Doppler radar, ma? What is the main application? It is used in weather forecasting radars, but by doing some modifications to that design, that is used in these this much of several applications. Right? See here, police speed monitor, rate of climb speed. That is during a climb meter is used to measure the deviation of aircraft during the takeoff time. Vehicle counting as a replacement for fifth wheel speedometer in vehicle testing, anti-clock braking system, collision avoidance system in railways as a speedometer instead of tachometer, advanced warning system for approaching targets, docking speed measurements of large ships, intruder alarms, measurement of velocity of missiles, baseball, etc. Right? Baseball velocity or measurement of velocity of missiles. In all these applications, our continuous wave radar with non-zero IF receiver is used. I think now you got the concept. What do you mean by a continuous wave radar with a non-zero IF? What do you mean by non-zero IF, ma? Here we are using some intermediate frequency in our concept. Why we are using intermediate frequency in our concept means in order to decrease the flicker noise, right? So with this, I